Target costing. We all know that target costing is a pricing method used by firms. In this lesson, we will discuss target costing, explain target costing, traditional approach and concept, describe target costing principles and process, explain target costing in process and service businesses, state advantages of target costing and key characteristics of successful target costing. After going through this presentation, you should be able to explain target costing traditional approach and concept, target costing principles, target costing process, advantages of target costing, key characteristics of successful target costing, and target costing in process and service businesses. Target costing is defined as a cost management tool for reducing the overall cost of a product over its entire life cycle with the help of production, engineering, research and design. A target cost is the maximum amount of cost that can be incurred on a product, and with it the firm can still earn the required profit margin from that product at a particular selling price. Target costing involves setting a target cost by subtracting a desired profit margin from a competitive market price. Target costing is a disciplined process for determining and achieving a full stream cost at which a proposed product with specified functionality, performance, and quality must be produced in order to generate the desired profitability at the product's anticipated selling price over a specified period of time in the future. Target costing represents a fundamentally different approach. It is based on three premises. First, orienting products to customer affordability or market-driven pricing. Second, treating product cost as an independent variable during the definition of a product's requirement. And third, proactively working to achieve target cost during product and process development. The following 10 steps are required to install a comprehensive target costing approach within an organization. First, reorient culture and attitude. The most challenging step is reorient thinking towards market-driven pricing and prioritize customer needs rather than just technical requirements as a basis of product development. Second, establish a market-driven target price. A target price needs to be established based upon market factors, such as the company position in the market and elasticity of demand. Third, determine the target cost. Once the target price is established, a worksheet is used to calculate the target cost by subtracting the standard profit margin, warranty reserves, and any uncontrollable corporate allocations. Fourth, balance target cost with requirements. The greatest opportunity to control a product's cost is through proper setting of requirements or specifications. Fifth, establish a target costing process and a team-based organization. A well-defined process is required that integrates activities and tasks to support target costing. This process needs to be based on early and proactive consideration of target cost. Sixth is brainstorm and analyze alternatives. The second most significant opportunity to achieve cost reduction is through consideration of multiple concept and design alternatives for both the product and its manufacturing, and support processes at each stage of the development cycle. Seventh, establish product cost models to support decision making. Product cost models and cost tables provide the tools to evaluate the implications of concept and design alternatives. 8. Use tools to reduce cost. Use of tools and methodologies related to design for manufacturability and assembly, design for inspection and test, modularity and part standardization and value analysis. 9th, reduce indirect cost application. The enterprise must examine these costs, re-engineer indirect business processes and minimize non-value added cost. 10th, measure results and maintain management focus. Current estimated costs need to be tracked against target costs throughout the development and the rate of closure monitored. The 6 key principles of target costing are: First, price-led costing. Market prices are used to determine allowable or target costs. Target cost equals to market price minus required profit margin. Second is focus on customers. Customer requirements for quality, cost, and time are simultaneously incorporated in product and process decisions and guide cost analysis. Third is focus on design. Cost control is emphasized at the product and process design stage. Fourth is cross-functional involvement. Cross-functional product and process teams are responsible for the entire product from initial concept through final production. Fifth, value chain involvement. All members of the value chain are included in the target costing process. Sixth, a life cycle orientation. Life cycle costs include purchase price, operating cost, maintenance, and distribution cost. The process begins when top management establishes a target cost for a new product. A cost estimating group will then decompose the target cost for the product as a whole into cost targets for sub-assemblies and individual component parts. There are a number of stages in the process of target costing. First, establish a selling price for the new product and estimated sales volume from an analysis of the market and a target profit. Second, determine the target cost by subtracting the profit from the selling price. Third, perform functional cost analysis for individual components and processes. Fourth, determine the estimated cost for the product. Next, compare estimate with target. Then, if estimated cost exceeds target cost, repeat cost analysis or value engineering to reduce estimated cost. Next, make the final decision whether or not to introduce the product once cost estimate is on target. Then manage costs during production of the product. Now first, determining estimated costs. The gap gives an estimate of the excess cost which must be taken out of the new product. Second, achieving target cost. Once the gap has been identified between the target cost and the cost estimate, it is necessary to identify ways to close the gap. Target or allowable costs are identified for individual components or processes, and cost improvement teams work to reduce the estimated cost to meet the target. Third, cost management techniques and target costing. Target costing is not so much a cost management technique, but rather an overall approach or framework within which a range of different techniques are used for cost management required to achieve the target cost. Fourth, managing costs. Once production commences, once the target costs have been determined, actual costs can be monitored and managed against the targets using the usual budgeting and costing methods. Advantages of target costing are: first, to reduce costs before they are locked in. Target costing provides a means to manage costs from the design stage to maximize the potential for cost reduction. Second, to control design specification and production techniques. Target costing is a tool which can be used to control decisions such as design specification and production techniques. Third, as an analysis which highlights other problems, the discipline of target costing and the detailed review of cost can reveal more general managerial problems. Fourth, as a driver for cost improvement, target costing was originally introduced into Japanese companies as a way to integrate the use of other tools such as JIT and TQC, total quality control, and promote their use. Fifth, to encourage a focus on the customer. It stimulates behavior which is customer focused and encourages all functions within the company to respond to market demand and competitive trends rather than internal performance indicators. The key characteristics of target costing are: focus on the customer. Target costing focuses on the customer. Customers' requirement for quality, cost, and time are incorporated into the product decisions and guides the analysis of costs. Emphasis on cost reduction at early stages in product development. This often means initial designs are simplified before manufacture, resulting in lower costs and time to market once the design is finalized. Consideration of the whole product life cycle. In order to ensure that the total costs are minimized for both the producer and the customer, successful target costing examines the full life cycle cost of the product. A multidisciplinary process, target costing is the multidisciplinary nature of the process and the importance of the involvement of all functions in the analysis and decision making. Team members understand their role and how it impacts cost. The target costing teams, which are the most successful, are those whose members have a basic understanding of how their work is translated into numbers which represent the firm's performance. Involvement of the whole value a supply chain. High proportion of the total cost of a product is in purchased raw materials and components, and target costing goals would be impossible to achieve without supplier involvement. Target costing is not an exact science and depends on credible data and sometimes difficult judgments. Specific and real targets for improvement. They should be attainable but require effort to meet them. Cost targets for individual components or processes evolve. Once they are set, they should not be changed. Target costing is as relevant to the service sector as the manufacturing sector. For process businesses, the focus of target costing shifts from the product to the process, and for service businesses, the focus is the service delivery system. In services, particularly where waiting time is critical, it is the systemic effects of individual new services, such as whether they make the process more complex, which determine whether their revenue and value to customers offset the cost. Target costing, which focuses on the systemic impact of new services, can help organizations resist the urge to create new services just because they can. Now let us check if we have understood the various concepts discussed in this lesson clearly. Target costing is a tool which can be used to control decisions such as design specification and production techniques. Right or wrong? Right. Target costing is an exact science and depends on credible data and sometimes difficult judgments. Right or wrong? Wrong. Target costing is defined as a cost management tool for reducing the overall cost of a product over its product life cycle. Right or wrong? Right. Before we end, let us briefly revise what we have studied till so far. Target costing is defined as a cost management tool for reducing the overall cost of a product over its product life cycle. Compared to traditional standard costing approaches in which an estimate of product, general administrative, marketing, and distribution cost is taken into consideration, target costing takes on a more proactive approach to pricing. In comparison, the marketplace directs target costing by first setting a selling price, then subtracting target income, and finally reaching a cost. The decision-making process involves a cross-functional team in which employees from various departments are given the responsibility of determining an acceptable market price and corresponding return on sales, as well as a feasible cost in which a given item may be produced. In order to minimize costs, team members focus on eliminating non-value added costs of the process, improving product design and modifying process methods. Initially, a project is either accepted or rejected based on marketability and cost and profit data. Once a project is accepted, the engineering department constructs an engineering development plan. This plan considers all aspects of product cost upfront. Target profit is then subtracted from expected sales to reach an estimate of allowable cost. Many firms have turned to target costing as a way of improving the price and quality of their products, creating a benefit in terms of a company's profits as well as increased customer satisfaction. Target costing enables companies to ascertain a more realistic price as well as strengthen competition among firms to offer quality products at lower costs.